Okay, today we're making pumpkin pie pancakes.
Woo!
We're just going to use this pumpkin puree. You want the pumpkin puree, not the pumpkin pie mix in a can that already comes with spices, just a plain puree. And I'm going to first start by adding our dry ingredients to the mixing bowl and then the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients. Just some unbleached all-purpose flour. It's a great recipe for around Halloween, autumn, Thanksgiving time. So we're going to put in 2 cups of all-purpose flour, thereabouts. Doesn't have to be exactly perfect. Put a tiny bit more, about 2 cups of flour. And then 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Then about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Tiny bit of allspice. And a good amount of cinnamon. And say maybe about a teaspoon of cinnamon. And just a pinch of ground nutmeg. And I'm going to use some vanilla almond milk. But you can use whatever plant-based milk you prefer. And I like to eyeball it instead of measuring it. I'm also going to add a little tiny bit of pure vanilla extract. I'm going to put in the entire can of this pumpkin puree. You can always add more almond milk, so if it's a little bit too thick, add a little bit more almond milk. We'll just slowly blend the wet and dry ingredients together. So we're not making pumpkin pie here. We don't want a thick batter. We want it to be pancake batter, right? So a little bit more thin or watery, not watery, but not quite so thick. So I'm going to add a little bit more of the almond milk. Just slowly mix it in. Depending on how big you make your pancakes, this could yield about 8 pancakes, I'd say. Just a tiny bit more almond milk. So you can see how I'm slowly sneaking up on the consistency that I want. A little bit thinner, liquidier consistency. But you also don't want it too thin because we're not trying to make crepes. And that should be about good there. You don't need to overmix it. So now our pan is on the stove on medium heat. Added some butter, vegan butter, into the pan. It's melted. That's what I use. Earth Balance. Works well. Nice flavor. So the frying pan is non-stick, nice and hot. And we'll cook 4 at a time. It takes a few minutes on each side. When you start to see the edges firm up and start to see bubbles form, that's a good indicator it's time to flip your pancakes. Okay, it's been a few minutes. You can see how they firmed up. The edges have changed color, got darker. Yep, looks good. We'll just let these cook on the other side now for a few minutes, and then plate the pancakes. Just going to add a tiny bit of butter. Gives you that little bit of crispiness on the outside, and they'll still be soft and fluffy inside. Okay, here's the final result. Here's 3 pancakes. We're going to plate these with some fresh fruit, and we'll add some of our favorite agave syrup on these. I hope this video helps you. Please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment, and thanks for watching.